Ooh, those plate matches my shirt. Didn't even plan that. What's up guys? Welcome back to another pottery video. Today we are going to talk about throwing plates. Plates are so useful. Everybody uses plates, but they are annoying. And I don't make a ton of plates anymore. I can, as you can see, I'm making a few. I've made some custom dinner sets of large dinner plates, small plates. We use all my plates that I've made. I tend to have to charge a lot for plates because for every 10 plates you throw, you probably get 8 out. Where I probably get 9.9 mugs out of 10. They're a little finicky. You kind of gotta baby them. They take up a lot of room in the kiln. But when you get a nice set of like 8 plates that are all perfect and they stack, whew, so good. Okay, so some things you're gonna need to do plates. First and foremost, a bat. So a bat does a few things. You know, you're throwing a really flat surface, so you can't just cut it off and move it. You actually need to have it on a bat so you can move it and let it dry slowly after that. You can also use the bat for a measuring purpose. So like when I throw 12-inch plates, I throw it pretty much right out to the edge. And so then I just throw them all the same way on the bat, and that makes it really easy to make them all really consistent. Other things you need some sort of rib to compress the bottom. So you compress the middle of the plate, and that really helps to remove any cracks that would happen. You can use a caliper if you want to measure, like if you're not throwing a plate the exact size of the bat, you can just use that to throw the plates all the same size. Needle tool to measure the bottom in the middle, because you want to make sure you're not throwing too thick or too thin. You want that middle to be just the right size. And then a sponge. Some keys to plates, basically drying slowly, compressing that center. That's about it. Let's get on the wheel. First thing you need is clay. So for a larger dinner style plate, we're gonna start with between 3 and 4 pounds, probably closer to 3 to 3.5 pounds, just depending on how thick you want the plate, how thick you want the rim, how like wide you want the rim to go outside of the plate. But we're just gonna go with a basic plate. So we're gonna measure. So we're gonna do one that's like a big 12-inch style plate. So that is about 4.5 pounds right now. So I'm gonna take about a pound off of that. All right, so that's about 3.5 pounds right there. So this will be our larger, like 12-inch dinner plate, and then we'll go with about 2.5 pounds for a smaller plate. Always start with a nice round piece of clay. Make it easier on yourself. All right, let's throw. All right, we're gonna start with a smaller plate. So get that clay into a nice round ball. The rounder, the better. And then the next thing you wanna do, throw that down as close to the center. If you need to know how to center, I have a great video about that, which you can find in this clip up here. All right, so now we will center it. And I always like to center by coning up a little bit first. And then for a plate, we'll come all the way back down. And then we'll just keep centering it really, really flat. So I'm using this part of my hand to push down on top. Okay, next thing that we wanna do is we wanna pull the clay out. So I just made an indent in the middle, and I'm gonna use the needle tool to judge how deep that is. So I can see that we're about 1/2 inch thickness. So I definitely don't wanna go any thinner than that. And then we'll just pull it out until we get to about the size we want. And then I'll just spend a few, maybe a minute, just making sure the bottom's really flat. So our 2 keys for throwing plates is first compress the bottom, compress the middle, and the second is dry slowly. So we'll take a rib, either it looks like this or like this, and then we'll compress the bottom. So I'm just using this rib to push down in the center. So that's compressing the clay against the bat. And that just really helps reduce any cracks. It also does a really good job of making the level of clay really consistent all along there. And I think that any warping or cracks or anything is just due to inconsistency. One of the most important things in anything is just having a really consistent amount of clay. So I'll do one more compression of the middle all the way out, compressing the middle out. So I like to focus on that first, just to make sure that it gets done, because that's a really important thing. And then the last thing I'll do is I'll create the rim. So this, I'm just pushing with this finger underneath, pushing right here, and then making whatever kind of lip we want to make. Then take your sponge or piece of paper or whatever you want, and then smooth out that lip. And then the last thing that I always do is I always like to put a little spiral in my plates, pots, bowls, whatever. So then we'll do that, and then I take my sponge and I kind of knock down the ridges. You don't want very sharp ridges, otherwise, like when you're eating on it, you'd hit your fork or spoon or knife or whatever on it, and you get stuff that was pooling in there. But I like, just provides a aesthetic for the glaze to pool. All right, and then I'm gonna dry as much as I can with my sponge, and there we go. And then I would take my caliper and I would measure so that I know for the next 25 plates, if I want them all to be the same size, let me just use that. We throw it right out to there. And that'll turn out to be about a 8-inch, nice little side plate. All right, switched angles. Now we're gonna throw a dinner plate that's like more like a 12-inch dinner plate that'll be as big as this. So we got 3.5 pounds of clay right here. Once again, throw that down as close to center as you can, and then we'll center it. So I'm coning that up first, and then we compress down. And then I'm gonna take this edge of my hand, and I really use my body as weight and leverage on top. And then you can even use your second hand. So I'm taking my left hand and I'm pushing down in the middle, and then I'm just spreading that out a little bit. So with mugs and other things that are taller, there's like a clear cut moving your hands down and then a clear cut up. But with plates, it can kind of be all one motion. You're going down and out at the same time. So now I pretty much throw it out right to the edge there, so I know I'm getting close. And this is a really easy way to make all your plates the same exact size. I'll take that needle tool, check the thickness, that's perfect. You can check it all the way out too. Then I'll take my plastic rib and just start compressing. So that's the most important part, is just compressing that middle. And then I like to bring it out and back so that this is all even in here. All right, so I've done that, and now I'm just gonna make my rim. So I'm just pinching that clay between my thumb and my forefinger to get it started, and then I'll take my right hand and my left hand and make that lip a little bigger. So I probably wouldn't want to go any bigger than this. This is like almost getting to the size of a platter, but it will shrink a little bit, about 15%, based on the clay that I'm using. So I got the flat bottom, then I'm just gonna put the rim, or the swirl in there. I'm gonna knock down the ridges a little bit. And there we go. We got our big 12-inch dinner plate. Well, there's a plate demo for you. So since I really have no use for like a single dinner plate or a single small plate, I turned it into more of like a bowl and a bigger platter with some fluted edges. So I'll do a future video about fun things to do with the edges. So you let them dry, make sure that they're drying really consistently, like one side's not drying faster than the other side. So make sure they're dry consistently, they dry slowly, and then you would cut them off there. When you can handle them, when they're leather hard, you flip them over and then you would trim the bottom. So I'll do a future video about trimming. It's just so many videos to be done. Pottery, you can just keep on going forever and ever and ever. But yeah, comment below. Tell me what your keys to plates are. If you're a potter and you love doing plates, like how do you make them so they don't warp, so you don't get cracks? Because I know I've had stretches of time where I just get so frustrated with plates. So if you're frustrated with plates, watch this video. Make sure you're compressing the bottom, drying consistently, firing slowly. Those things can really help a lot. And just more time on the wheel. The better you are at throwing, the easier the pots come, and the better the pots come out, the less warping. I know I've seen some potters that will wait, like when they're drying, they'll put weights like on the bottom so that you like don't do that. I've never had to do that. Yeah, thanks for watching this video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Like this video, comment below, share these videos with your friends. If you know people that would like these videos, please let them know. Thank you so much to all the subscribers. We are almost at 2,000. By the time I post this video, we might have already been at 2,000, so it's amazing. Appreciate all the support. I love hearing from you guys. Sorry if I don't respond to a question right away. I know someone asked about throwing plates, so I said, hey, I'll just make a video about it. So don't feel bad if I don't respond, or if I've gotten a little bit more inundated with emails and calls than I can keep up with. So I'm doing my best, but we got lots going on and I'm still trying to enjoy the summer. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.